welcome. My name is Making Sang, first name Making, and you are watching the FOMO Creator Show. FOMO means the fear of missing out, and in business, it's a good thing. So if you want to know how to sell out your next event, festival, or conference, you want to sell out your books, your product, your service, you want to have an amazing launch, you have come to the right place. Now, today, I've got the most incredible woman where we are going to be talking about how to create FOMO for your service-based business. We've got the incredible Aggie. I forgot how to pronounce your last name now. I've practiced
It's okay. It's okay.
I've forgotten.
Hello everybody. Thank you so much, Making, for inviting me. I've been so excited for today. I've been really looking forward to actually sit down with you. So my full name sounds incredibly exotic. I've actually had people coming up to me and saying, "Oh, where are you from? Your accent is so exotic," and I'm like, "Thank you, that's very nice." But my name is common as muck in Poland. It's one of the most popular names. It doesn't sound like it. It's Agnieszka Kwiecień. I go by Aggie, and Kwiecień is my last name, and it means April in English, in Polish even. It means like the month.
Oh, that's lovely.
I was actually thinking about. I'm sorry. I'm just I'm going to lower the standard of this wonderful interview right from the bat. I was thinking about anglicizing my whole name, and I was thinking about Aggie April, but that sounds like a stripper and a cheap one at that as well. So I thought maybe not. I'm not going to be treated seriously if I'm called Aggie April. So it's Aggie Kwiecień.
Well, we just had a great conversation just before we hit record, didn't we, about our names, because my parents wanted to, help us fit into Western society. So deliberately spelled it M-A-Y, Making. And my mum, she wanted to make it unique because Mei Ling is a common as muck name in China. So decided to name me Mei King, but drop the hyphen. So it's a wonderful blend. But to try and fit into Western society, I sort of called myself Maisie. And you were shocked by that, weren't you?
Yeah. It's like those, do you know those sketches about having your nails done? It's like, oh, her Chinese name is I don't know, Hong, but she goes by Jasmine, or Tammy.
Yeah.
American name is Tammy, but yeah, I think we should embrace our names. I think we should, because it's who we are, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's our identity.
Absolutely. And we've got the fabulous Tim Lewis, who's a big fan of the show. The fabulous Tim, who's saying hello. He also suggests maybe changing your surname based on the month.
Yeah.
No. We've also got some incredible viewers on Instagram as well. Hello, everyone on Instagram. Now, I can't show your comments up on screen, unfortunately, but I'll give a quick hello to Mummy's Mojo and Cass and Tay as well. Big fans of the show. Thank you so much. Now, let's go back to who is Aggie.
Who am I? It's a good question.
Who are you? Who are you indeed?
Who am I? So I am a proud Polish local business owner, solopreneur, and it sounds like Iron Man, businessman, philanthropist. Well, what do you get when you take off your suit? I'm joking, but I actually am a philanthropist. I am a keen volunteer. I love to lend my time to wonderful causes. I have been doing for the last 14 years or so since I've relocated to the UK, and I also am a budding entertainment, not what you're thinking, person. I'm a singer and well, for now, just a singer, and I also enjoy connecting with other businesses, linking with other businesses, showcasing other wonderful businesses. Recently, I have been building some wonderful local relationships with other Polish business owners, and tomorrow we're going to be doing something very exciting. I might talk about that later, but yes, that's kind of what I am in not so many words.
Fabulous. Now, I always like to invite special friends of mine, people that I admire, people who I have watched who are doing incredible stuff online and creating FOMO. So it kind of makes sense that I would bring Aggie to my show. Now, I always also like to let people know how we met because it's
Mm.
an authenticity to our relationship. So, Aggie, can you remember how did we meet?
Of course, I remember. I signed up to get emails from Blackburn College, and I've got some interesting ones about marketing, social media marketing, and online marketing. And I just remember seeing Making's picture, and I thought, oh, this she's a woman, and she's Chinese. I wasn't 100% sure whether I thought maybe she could be Korean. I'm not that. Sorry, I'm not that savvy. I can't tell straight away, whether someone is. I'm getting better at it. But I thought this is really interesting because you don't really see many people teaching marketing, and I have attended some classes both online and in person, and it kind of piqued my interest. I thought, she probably has quite a unique perspective, like me, having a bit of a different cultural background, and I was not disappointed. I still have all the notes from Making's classes. I think I attended 3 of them, and I was just blown away how everything was very well structured, how there was no boredom, how there was no death by PowerPoint, how enthusiastic Making is, but also how everything was just ready to use and without any waffle, because I am a huge enemy of waffle. I hate people just stretching 5 minutes into a 15-minute, 5 minutes of content into 15 minutes of waffle. So yeah, and I have been using what you have taught me pretty much every single day of my marketing, online marketing and in-person marketing life since then. This was, I think, about 3 years ago, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And and I love a woman who takes action. I love a person who takes action. And that's why, I mean, I've got you on my website.
Yes.
There you are, because I think what you do is amazing. As you
Oh, thank
said,
you so much.
you've taken action. You're creating FOMO in your translator
I am.
and courtroom world, which is great.
Yes.
And so I just had to have you on my website, basically.
Oh, thank
So,
you.
oh no, thank you. Now, in this segment of the show, I'd like to talk about the ABCs of FOMO. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the show, this is all about how to create FOMO for your service-based business, and I really want to show Aggie and her area of expertise. So let's go into, first of all, authentic authority, which is the A of ABC. So, Aggie, do you just want to explain this lovely picture first of all?
Yes. This is probably the most glamorous that I have looked in years. Uh, so I was incredibly honored to have received a nomination for, I don't know if you can see it, for one woman. One Voice Woman of the Year award. One Voice. What else? I just completely forgot to bring my award. It's downstairs on my mantle. Never mind.
Oh!
Imagine it. It looks really fabulous. It looks like an Oscar. No, it doesn't, but it looks really cool. And basically, I've been working with One Voice for a couple of years, because like myself, they are very passionate about community cohesion, integration, cultural exchange, and building bridges between different communities. And I was incredibly honored to have been invited to many of the events, for example, fasting. For those of you, our wonderful viewers out there who are of Muslim faith, you know that Ramzan, the holy month, is round the corner. And One Voice organizes an initiative where the non-Muslims who live locally in Blackburn pick a day during Ramzan every year and fast from sunset till sundown. from the when the sun comes up, and basically you fast, you don't drink water, you reflect, and also you know, if you want, you can record a little clip and tell everybody about your experience and why you're doing it and why it's important to fast. There's also a hashtag, I am not a Muslim but I will fast for a day, and this is just one of the initiatives that they do, apart from like visiting mosques, or Muslims celebrating Christmas and putting little baubles on trees with the One Voice logo. So just showing that, you know, we can appreciate each other's culture and religion. So yeah, I just remember just getting the email from them, and I thought there was a mistake. I had to like read it multiple times because I've known about this. It's a big, big thing. There was a huge gala in King George's Hall. The theme was 1984, so it was all, you know, it's also a year of my birth, so it was quite special. It was incredibly, you know, organized. It was like Oscars. And yes, I was nominated by the community members. It's the community that nominates people, and the trustees of One Voice choose the winner. So I was just absolutely blown away, and I don't think I've my feet touched the ground for a week, but it gave me a huge boost of confidence when it comes to talking about the needs of Polish community locally, about, you know, being committed to diversity, embracing diversity, and also like reaching out to the communities that you may not be working with or having friends at, and just kind of living that ideal, living that idea that, you know, yes, I'm Polish. I was brought up Roman Catholic, like most of us, but I just find joy and I find, you know, energy and positivity in different communities and experiences of people who, you know, have got completely different cultural background than mine and language.
I love
So
that.
yeah,
Congratulations, Aggie.
thank you.
That is absolutely incredible. And yeah, you know, I bet you weren't your feet weren't touching the ground for a week to have that award. Um,
Yeah.
Definitely take a picture and tag me on LinkedIn or on Instagram or stories or Twitter or something so I can see the award. I would love to see it.
Okay.
But it sounds like an incredible movement just to
Yeah.
join people of all you know, all backgrounds together, which is amazing. Now, we're talking about authentic authority, how to be a leader in your field, and Aggie's definitely proven that. Now, the B in the ABCs of FOMO stands for BTS. No, I don't mean this global K-pop sensation. I mean behind the scenes. I never joke about cracking that joke. And normally, when we have our guests come to the show, I always like to show our guests, you know, a little picture of behind the scenes. Now, I've actually got a photograph of the silhouette of BTS here because we don't have any pictures of you working in the background. And I wondered if you could explain why, because it's actually quite a personal. It's
Yes.
a personal thing, isn't it?
It is. Yes. So basically, I'm a bit like James Bond. I could tell you what I do, but then I would have no. It's a bit basically. What I the majority of what I do is interpreting, and specifically public service interpreting. What does that mean? That means I interpret for individuals, and I am there for them in situations which can be incredibly difficult for them, which can be very challenging for them. So when you think about life, you know, from conception all the way to passing, this is where kind of my scope of work is. I could be assisting a young mother or an expecting mother, and I could be assisting someone who is receiving counseling after losing someone who's a loved one to them. And Also, being an interpreter means that I am bound by certain ethical codes, which means I don't discuss my clients. I don't divulge their names, because that would be a breach of privacy, because they might not want people to know certain things that they are experiencing, especially since I work a lot with people who are using medical services in the UK for various reasons. So this is all very private, and um, it means that I'm happy to talk about. We might actually mention a few of the local companies, and quite really some really big ones, national companies that I've assisted. But I will never take pictures with my clients or service users, so the people that I would interpret for, because basically once I've stepped out of the assignment, I just treat it like something that's completely shrouded in mystery. There are a few exceptions where, for example, we are obliged to break that confidentiality, but basically we don't talk about what we do in detail, because yeah,
And I think it's
yeah,
a really important lesson, for anyone who is in an industry where you're not allowed to divulge names, you're not allowed to
yeah,
talk about your clients, but you can still talk about the scenarios that you've faced.
yeah.
You can still talk about, what happened and what you dealt with, and
Mm,
change the names and so on.
yeah.
I mean, I remember I created FOMO for a coaching group that came together. So there were 4 or 5 people around a campsite, and so
Yeah.
I was hired to create FOMO, but not allowed to talk about what was going on
All
in
right. Okay.
involved in it. So it's a very similar thing, but I was still
Yeah.
able to create stories about, talk to the host,
Yeah.
take pictures of the campsite, and and what's involved in the retreat, and so you can talk around it without revealing. And I
Mm,
mean, you also has a YouTube channel as well where you
I
share
do.
great tips with
I do.
interpreter tips, don't you?
Yeah, and I've had such a great response to that, because obviously, for those of you who are thinking about YouTube game, and who are new to YouTube, it takes a long time for it to get going. It takes a long time for it to gain traction. My YouTube channel is very, very specific. It's very niche. It's for public service interpreters like myself, working in the UK, and it's for people who want to upskill and who want to gain qualifications, allowing them to work at the highest tiers of public service interpreting, which is courts, tribunals, police. And I've had people commenting, saying, "Oh, this is wonderful that you're doing this," and I basically share my experiences, talk about the exam, say what to do, say what not to do. And I've had people messaging me on LinkedIn saying, I watch your channel, and I'm thinking about taking this qualification, or I watch your channel, I like how you discuss things. I was a teacher a long, long time ago. It was just one of those things. I did a bit of a digression. I studied English with a teaching specialty at the university, and the only reason why I chose it, because I really wanted to study English, and I thought I have the largest chance to get onto that program because there were 50 spaces. I thought that's it. I'm going to do do the qualification, move on, and I'll never use those skills again. And boy, was I wrong, because I use those skills daily when I create my content, when I think about how to present knowledge, how to present information in a fun way, rather than just death by PowerPoint and execution by slides. Um, and it actually really helps me when I create clips. But yeah, my YouTube is basically for interpreters like myself, by an interpreter who's done that, been there, wore the scrubs and watched people's, for example, bowels being put on display during the colonoscopy, and
Oh,
all that
okay.
great stuff. Yes, the good, the bad, the ugly. the uncomfortable. We've been there. We have seen it. So yeah.
So, great lesson there for everybody. Then, if you have a service-based business, it is of a sensitive nature. It is absolutely possible for you to still create FOMO for your business, but just not revealing names. And we've got another comment from Tim here,
Okay.
who said
Hi,
that
Tim.
BTS must owe you advertising fees by now.
Okay. Just what? Do you actually listen to BTS making?
Yeah, they're
Do you? Are
wonderful,
they
aren't
good?
they? Yeah,
Are
they're
they?
really
I've got
upbeat, really positive. Yeah.
yeah. Do you know? I've got a friend who's really into K-pop, and she actually teaches herself Korean. She's Dutch. I think she speaks like 5 languages. She's a translator like me, and yeah, she absolutely loves K-pop, and she's been to Korea a number of times, and just a
Wow.
huge fan. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
amazing. Now,
Mm.
it is the ABCs of FOMO. We've talked about authentic authority. Aggie's shown you a bit behind the scenes. And the next is C, create content for the lurkers.
Yes.
We all create
Yes.
content for the lurkers. And how do you create content for the lurkers, Aggie? Do you want
Um,
to talk about this?
I think again, going back to those classes with you making, and one of the most empowering things that you I think ever told me, and the most amazing things that you can wrap your head around is that uh, lots of people may view you. I'm sorry if I'm twisting it a little bit. Lots of people might, view your content, but only a handful will comment and only a handful will react. But that doesn't mean that you're screaming into the void. And whenever I, create something, you always, and I think it's anyone who is, doing the LinkedIn is like the main one for me. You see a colleague's post which have 50 reacts, and you think, oh my god, why do I even bother if I'm only going to get 5 likes, if that? But at the same time, you think that there is a large number of people potentially just looking at it, and maybe you popping up in their memory, and you cropping up every so often, and just being there and just being present is so important. But if you think, okay, maybe I won't get, I don't know, 50 likes, maybe I won't get so many reacts, but I know for a fact that someone is out there and someone is listening and someone is reading what I put out there. And yeah, think, love your lurkers, hashtag love the lurker. Think of them kindly, think of the people that maybe just want to watch for now, but they might turn into commenters, they might turn into followers, they might turn into colleagues. So yeah, just have that notion that, okay, I have my little background, my little playground, and I'm doing my thing, and it's not in vain, if that makes sense.
Oh, I'm so glad you remember my trainings.
Of
That's
course, of
fantastic.
course I do, of course.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, because it's easy to get caught up on how many fans and followers you've got and all
Mm,
the rest of it. I mean, I could look at your YouTube channel and think, "Oh my goodness, Aggie, you've got 500 subscribers, and
52.
I've
Yeah.
and I've
Yeah.
only got 102." And compare, but it doesn't matter. We're
Yeah.
in different playgrounds. It's okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I actually spoke to I actually was interviewed by one of the biggest players in the YouTube, linguist YouTube, you call it. There's not as many of us, actually. I am the only person who has a channel on public service interpreting, as far as I know. And I do like to scout my competitors. I do like to watch what other people are doing. And I've spoken to one of them, Robert Gebhardt, lovely, lovely chap. And he had, I think at the time, maybe 10,000. But he told me something quite surprising. He said, there aren't that many interactions, actually. People signed up maybe, years ago, but obviously you can track like the viewership, and 500 is not a lot, but I get comments, I get likes, I get people contributing, and then, like I've mentioned before, talking about how important my channel is for them, and thanking me. So that's a really big payoff, even though it's a tiny channel in the grand scheme of things.
No, absolutely love that.
Mm,
And I mean, what kind? We've already talked about that. You can't reveal names or
no,
scenarios as such, but you talk
no,
around stuff. You
yeah,
share tips on
yes.
YouTube. How else do you create content for your lurkers on LinkedIn? Say, what kind of posts do you put up there?
So I actually have a few things that I do. One of them is something called hashtag CPD Monday. Being Polish, I love cheap stuff or free stuff. We are very serious about our money, and I scour the interwebs and the interblags for great quality, cheap or free, continuous professional development events, courses, things for my fellow public service interpreters. Um, People know me from that, and recently I've actually run the most successful thing I think I've probably ever written for the CPD Monday. It's called Visit a Court. So I talk to people about how can they learn how to be better court interpreters by literally going to the local court and observing things, and I basically break it down step by step on how to organize a court visit, who to see, who to speak to, how to dress, how to act, what to do, what not to do, basically to make it easier for someone who may be just starting off. And by the way, even though I am a Polish translator, I create content which is a language neutral. So I basically make it accessible for everybody who works in the UK as a public service interpreter, or PSI for short. So it's not just for Polish people, it's for everybody. And I've had the most actually engagement for those posts. I'm writing them myself, just using my own knowledge, my own experiences, to just make it a bit less daunting, because not many of us will ever go into a court, although surprisingly it's not just like hardened criminals who end up in court. It's very often it's just like regular Joes, regular people, but it can be quite intimidating when you go in there for this first time. And using my teaching skills and using my knowledge of of how to teach things to people, how to explain things, how to break them down, I'm writing this kind of guide. So that's very exciting. And the other thing is that I'm really proud of is a cooperative collective series of posts on Wednesdays. I call it the Sustainability Wednesday, because I'm just a bit of a weirdo who likes to have a theme for every day, because I just like to think that way. If I have a topic and if I have those constraints, it's actually easier for me to create, rather than think I'm just going to write about anything, because I just don't work like that. So myself and I think 7 other translators, and I mean I'm talking industry leaders, Maylene Thickett, Paul Appleyard, Susie Withers, Kate. Kate's I think is joining us next week. Lindsay Jones. They're colleagues with far more experience than decades in the industry, and we basically write about our stuff with soul, we call it. And every week someone picks an object that they have had in their families for a long time, an heirloom piece, maybe something they had regifted or recycled, and we talk about the significance of this object and why it's special. My friend Joanna Hazlitt and I started this. I'm the curator, and we do this every single week without fail. I'm in charge of the schedule and creating the little graphics. And again, this is probably one of the most successful things I've ever kind of dabbled in. For example, Susie's post from this week about a beautiful vintage coat she bought in a posh London charity shop had about 30 different reactions and 20 comments, like within a couple of hours from it popping up. So they're always read those posts, and I'm really, really proud of putting this together. And we also kind of talk about something that's important to all of us, which is sustainability, and kind of taking a stance against fast fashion and just chucking things away. But we promote fixing things, adapting things, and holding on to things, if you will.
I absolutely love that.
Thank you.
And you're very comfortable in your skin, which is great. And you never need to apologize for knowing, okay, I need structure, and I know I want to post this
Yeah.
on a Monday, this on a
Yes.
Wednesday, this on a Friday. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I sometimes I have done that back in the day. So I used to do motivational Monday, teaching Tuesday, Wednesday
Yeah.
wisdom,
Oh,
that kind of
nice.
thing. But now I sort of have inspiration, and I'll post on the day, which isn't always the great way of posting.
No, I mean,
We're all
see,
different.
I think there are far fewer people like myself, because I used to actually do something every single day, which was a little bit too much. But for example, what I would do is, I'm actually going to get back to it. On Sundays, I did a series of book reviews. So I reviewed a lot of books, for example, like this one for lawyers and legal interpreters, or this one. This is a huge hit. This one is a great book, The Prosecutor, by Nazir Afzal, OBE. So I would just review books, again, with the focus on how they can be helpful for public service interpreters like me. So all kind of educational stuff. And then something just kind of completely off the wall, like my singing career, I would post about on Friday or Saturday, because that's when people are like, oh, it's the weekend, we're gonna do something a bit less, serious.
Now, this
Yeah.
next segment of the show is probably best described by the following video. Back to the FOMO, based on my favourite film, Back to the Future. Now, let's bring up this screen, Aggie, because I'd like to know, we've shared some great information about you and your services, your translator services. You've got a YouTube channel, you post on LinkedIn, personal stuff as well as business stuff. So how can people find you if they want to find out more about you?
You can type into Google. You can actually, I've actually had this on Google Authority. You can type in my name, which is Aggie, Aggie, and I actually come up quite quickly. Or you can write the name of the language that I translate to and from, which is Polish. And again, you will find me. Or you can type Q for Quebec language services. Little known fact, or actually completely unknown fact, it's Q language services because I'm a huge fan of James Bond. So Q is the quartermaster. And also, I kind of think of myself as Q. I mean, maybe sounds the sarcastic sense of humor, because I do lots of different things. I provide a very wide array of services, and I also like to educate my clients. Pay attention 007, on how can they get most out of me or any other interpreter. So I'm kind of like a one-stop shop for services, and also for some empowerment skills and some awareness skills. So Q language services is me.
Now, you are a woman of many talents, aren't you? I mean, what do you like to do to unwind?
Well, so as soon as the season, growing season starts, myself and my wonderful fiance Stephen, we like to spend time on our allotment. We have a vegetable plot where we do some weird and wonderful things like 4 different types of blueberries this year, hydroponically grown chili peppers and tomatoes. My absolutely favorite produce in the world, which is potatoes. Again, Polish pride. Potato is our national tuber. We love it, roasted, fried, liquefied. Vodka, obviously. Um, yes, the best vodka is made of potato mash. You probably didn't know that. Um,
No.
yeah, and I love to grow. I started growing courgettes last year. I absolutely hate courgettes. I can't stand the flavor of them, but they're wonderful to give away. So I was giving away just those huge vegetables for people, and also any surplus that I don't need. I like to put on the food sharing app Olio, where I volunteer, and basically people can, or if I have too many like little seedlings, I will give them away. I also enjoy singing, which might be even more surprising. I have a bit of a bad throat infection now, so this is not what I sound every day. And this picture is this was a really really cool thing that actually I did. This was from a Mill Hill talent show, which I won. Uh,
Amazing.
this was the same weekend. This was the same weekend that I won the voice of the one voice woman of the year. So yeah, fueled by many cans of Red Bull, I did 2 songs. And yeah, I won that competition, and I'm actually really excited. I have quite a few things lined up this year. One of the things I'm going to be doing is Blackburn Pride.
Oh.
I have some wonderful, proud gay anthems. I've got some Lady Gaga, I've got some Katy Perry, some Donna Summer. So this is really exciting, and I'll be performing at Darwin Live as well. When I'm going to be doing something more sultry, sexy, silky, and subtle. So yeah, this is something that I enjoy doing, and this is something that amazingly, again, going back to making, we were chatting, I think, at one of the training events, and I was telling you what I've been doing. I think this was before I was doing, this was 2022, I think, and I was doing a show in King George's Hall with my then band, and you said, and I was telling you about YouTube, and you said, and just, it was just so wonderful because it was just so matter of fact. You said, so go on, you perform on stage, you sing on stage, and you're scared of YouTube. And I thought, well, if May King says it, and then literally the same day, I am not kidding you, I went and I recorded. I just literally put my camera on a like a little thing, my phone, and I recorded my first video for YouTube, just completely, no prep, and that's how it started. Literally, I just started to do YouTube on a regular basis, and yeah, singing is wonderful. I recommend it to absolutely anyone and everyone. You probably are a lot better than you think you are, and singing is wonderful because it gives you such incredible confidence. I always say to myself, if I can perform in front of people on stage, I can do anything, because singing in public is probably one of the scariest things that you can ever do. And if you do that, and if you do that repeatedly, the confidence that you get is just amazing. It's just unspeakable. You know, we all are scared of making fun of ourselves. We're all scared of, embarrassment, especially, the older we grow, the more seriously we think about ourselves. But even if you do a karaoke in your local pub, I really encourage anyone to do it, because it's life changing. And in my case, it was life changing.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. And you can see
Thank you.
Tim's comment there. Ultimately, video is just plonking a camera somewhere and getting on with it. And Tim is absolutely right.
Yes.
He's got 2 incredible shows. Oh no, not another live show. And he also does and he also does a fabulous show on Amazon as well. Well, Aggie, it's been amazing talking to
Thank you.
you. I know that you will
Wonderful.
have inspired service-based businesses to get more get more out there,
Yeah.
go out and sing because it's a
Yes.
scary thing to do, but
Yes.
with
Yes.
great
Yes. Absolutely.
satisfaction.
Yeah. Go out, sing, do your thing. Don't be afraid to be weird. Don't be afraid to share your hobbies and your love for potatoes, if you love potatoes or any other vegetables. Yeah, and I think also don't be scared to be human. I when I started my business networking, I thought, okay, being an online marketer, because we have to be our own marketers, is about being very like straight laced, very professional, grey background. You look like you've been taken out of the show Suits, very very. But that's complete BS. That is not how you get people to like you and relate to you. And I think that my success, a lot of what I owe, is basically me just not be scared of kind of showing who I am, warts and all. I think that's something we should all embrace.
I love that.
Thank you.
Now, Aggie, it's been so wonderful talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are very welcome. Now, this segment of the show is all about FOMO promo. So I'm just going to give a bit of a shout out to some incredible businesses who appeared on last week's show. And in fact, we've got Guy with us who's saying people buy from people. Yes, that is an absolutely truthful. And yeah, so last year, let me just come back onto the screen. Not last year, sorry, last week, I beg your pardon. I had a live show on how to create FOMO live at an event like SBS. So for those of you who missed that episode last week, do go and watch it. If you ever go to a networking event, a festival, a conference, and you want a bit more publicity for your own business, of course you need to be present and network with the people around you, definitely. But you can also do a little bit about yourself as well, and just post a little bit onto the socials as well. You don't need to post 340 times like I did, but just to post a couple of Instagram stories or LinkedIn posts or what have you. And the most magical thing happens. Now, during my show last week, we had a lot of love for Guy Eastwood. He's from Surefire Designs, and he has these incredible lanyards that help you to stand out at a networking event or a conference or a festival. And so we got talking during the show, lots of people sharing love, and then one person bought live on the show. How amazing is that? Now, does live FOMO work? Yes, it absolutely does, because Guy got a ding and someone bought his lanyard, which is amazing. And so I actually spoke to him privately on LinkedIn. We had a bit of a discussion, and he wanted to bring this offer to you today, available until the end of March, which is, if you go to www.surefire.com/product/go tags, and if you add #GlowTagFOMO, you can get a 10% discount. Now, these are amazing because it means you never need to use business cards again. You're going to stand out from the crowd. And in fact, there was a lot of GlowTag FOMO happening around Crufts. Some people just had to get their glow tag in, and they wanted to, serenade the whole cross area with their glow tags, and there's lots of different types. You can see different colors here. So Ryan from RJ Pat Testing had his logo and his name, which is really clearly designed. In the middle, we've got Sue Allen from East Ruston. She wanted a QR code to go straight to her website, which is amazing. And then on the right hand side, you've got a fabulous one in orange from Fur and Fables. Again, a hashtag, a QR code that goes directly to her website. And as Tim says, they are very impressive lanyards indeed. Yes, they actually are. So if you want to get yours, as I mentioned, I've never sold from the stage before, but if you're interested, definitely go in surefire.com/product/glow tag FOMO, add in your hashtag, add into the discount code hashtag glow tag FOMO and get your 10% discount. It's available to the end of March, and if we sell enough, then I'll get one for free. How cool is that? You'll want to help me, right?
Do you know what? I really loved them. I was actually something different for my for business cards. I think I'm going to get one from my website. I love them. Yeah, because they're really with a probably a QR code to scan and go on my website.
Absolutely,
yeah, that'd be cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
Do
we
it.
just need just do it. We need a
Just
few
do it.
more, and if I get that magic number of 15, then I get to get one of those for free. And then you'll want to help me out, right? You'll want to help me out. Now, also, I wanted to. Oh wow! So Guy was saying you're so well on your way to your tag making. How amazing is that? I'm on my way to the 15. That is so exciting. Now, I also wanted to bring up one of my little promos. Again, I hardly ever sell from the stage. I've been running this show for over a year, and 2 weeks ago was the first time I sold. And I got sales immediately, which was amazing. So if you want a FOMO hour surprise with me, sorry, I'm just trying to press all the buttons here. If you want a FOMO hour surprise with me, it's a surprise because it's 90 minutes rather than 60 minutes. I get to explain, go through your socials at the moment, see where you can engage more, share more, create more in order to generate that buzz and excitement. I've done it for 5 business owners in the last 2 weeks already, and I can definitely do it for you as well. One lady, she says Kerry from Fur and Fables, the one with the orange lanyard, she said, I need your help. I want to create FOMO at Crufts. And so within an hour and a half, I gave her 45 unique ideas, which are evergreen, which means that she can use them at any conference, at any event. And she was just absolutely blown away. And she's already a very impressive social media marketer anyway. She does a lot of stuff on socials. Her brand Pet Photography is amazing. So for me to be able to give her 45 unique ideas on top of that was, I was rather chuffed with it, and I know that she was as well. So yeah, if I just go through very quickly. Anybody who is an SBS winner, you can actually get this 90 minutes, this FOMO hour surprise, not for £175, but for £100. But if you're not an SBS winner, you can either book me in now and get £50 free, or why not? I keep forgetting my buttons. Or why not apply to be an SBS winner, and when you become an SBS winner, then you can come back to me and have me for £100. Either way, it doesn't really matter. So if you want to sign up, slide into my DMs and let's talk FOMO, and I can explain all the bits and pieces there. So just a final slide. We've got the fabulous Kerry on the left-hand side. As I said, she was one of the SBS winners who took me up on the idea. I gave her 45 unique ideas for her commercial pet photography business. And on the right-hand side, we've got the fabulous Sue Ellen, who also booked me in as an SBS winner. And she's got a fabulous series of pet cottages in and around Norfolk. So if you are looking for a pet-friendly holiday home, then in the fabulous area of Norfolk, then Sue is the lady to contact. So I went through the FOMO hour surprise with Sue Allen and also Kerry as well, and they were really, really happy. Now, if I was really, really organised, which I'm not, I would have shared their video testimonials with you, but hashtag making mistakes. I didn't make enough time. So Guy was just adding that I'm one step closer if Aggie is going to buy one of the lanyards. One closer to 15. Yes.
Yes, I think I will. Yeah, I love gizmos. I love gadgets.
Yeah, I mean it's so good. It kind of makes sense, really, to be honest.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anyone at networking events having those. Yeah, so yeah, definitely make you stand out.
There you go. Now, Aggie, it's been amazing talking to you. Any final words before we end this broadcast?
Yes. Final words. Wow, you've just put me on the spot. Well, go to May King. First of all, go to May King. What she does works. It actually does work. Follow her advice because it's great advice, and don't be scared to get yourself out there. Don't be scared to show your business, to sing your own praises. Don't be scared to share your mistakes, own up to your mistakes. Don't think that social media marketing has to be perfect. Just be your true, wonderful, unique, weird, and fantastic self. And that's all we can do.
You are wonderful, Aggie.
Thank you so much, Vicky. Likewise.
We've got one final comment that I wanted to add as well. Guy was saying, for more about SBS, you can Google Theopathetis SBS for all the information. Don't forget. So yeah, if you want to become an SBS winner to take advantage of my super duper cheaper offer for SBS winners, then definitely apply first. And I think, we got one final comment from Tim. I thought she was asking people to join the special boat service. No, SBS be Small Business Sunday, Tim, not the special boat service. Well, I think that is everything. And I just want to thank Aggie again. She was absolutely wonderful. I hope you are all giving her a round of applause, a virtual round of applause. She gave some great advice there, didn't she? This has been the FOMO Creator Show. My name is May King Sang, first name May King. And if I don't hear from you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.